Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. There's a video on daily news and editorial analysis which I'll be covering from two important newspapers. The first being the Hindu and the other is the Indian Express. So the most important news and editorial of the day will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with news topic list. Today is 16th of February. The first topic is government to make digital map for all the villages. We'll see the detail and significance of this scheme. Second, anti-lynching bill has been passed in 4 states. So what is the status and what is the Supreme Court stay on this particular regard? Third, export rose to 25% in January. See that details, the data that is there. The second last is censored recaps laws as Ukraine tension has eased. And the last is an editorial, the pathology of school closure in India. So this is an editorial that gives you a brief idea, a detailed idea about how exactly the pandemic has impacted the school quality educations. Apart from this, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like button. And just to tell you that we have an advanced version of app, the newest version that is 2.0. You can download this app. This will help you to get more study material and daily MCQs. मैंने वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में इसके लिंक दिए हुए हैं. You can check details from there. Starting with the first news, that is government to make digital map for all villages. This particular news is important for General Studies paper 2, government policies and intervention for the development of various sector and issues arising from it, design and implementations. So what exactly the news is reported? The Ministry of साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी ने एक प्लान प्रिपेयर किया है जहाँ पे 6 लाख विलेजेस को ऑलमोस्ट उनकी मैपिंग बनाई जाएगी, डिजिटल मैप बनाई जाएगी एंड पैन इंडिया देयर वुड बी 100 सिटीज जिनके 3D मैप्स बनाए जाने हैं. सो दिस डिसीजन इज कमिंग फ्रॉम द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी. और ये डिसीजन की जो बैकग्राउंड अगर आप देखे होंगे, सो बिकॉज ऑफ द अपडेटेड जियोस्पेशियल पॉलिसीज, जहाँ पे ये जियोस्पेशियल पॉलिसीज में कुछ लिबरलाइजेशन की गई है. नाउ गवर्नमेंट इज लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू इंश्योर कि जितनी भी डिजिटल मैप्स है 6 लाख विलेजेस की, वो जल्द से जल्द पूरी की जा सके. Now let understand what is the updated geospatial policy guideline. यहाँ पे क्या क्या चीज़ें चेंज की गई है, गवर्नमेंट ने क्या क्या चीज़ों को अपडेट की है. So in the updated guideline, the private companies can prepare a variety of map without needing the approval from the host ministry. तो जो भी पर्टिकुलर मिनिस्ट्रीज, नोडल मिनिस्ट्रीज होंगे, उनसे अप्रूवल की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. एंड इवन दे कैन मेक इट इजियर फॉर द यूज ऑफ ड्रोन एंड डेवलप्ड एप्लीकेशंस वाया लोकेशन मैपिंग. सो दिस इज the updated part, the new policy that call for more liberalization in terms of geospatial policies or survey. Now the geographical survey information is based on mapping that would also include some useful information like forest management, disaster management, electrical utilities, land records, water distributions हो या फिर property taxations हो. तो ये जो policies है, जो guideline है geospatial policy, this is something that has a wide ambit range and it's going to benefit a lot more other domains. Now the size of Indian geospatial market is around, in 2020 was expected to be around 23,345 crores, which include 10,595 crore rupees of export, and this is likely to grow by around 36,300 crores by 2025 in next 3 years. So we understand that this is something which can accelerate in terms of data and the excellency that is required in terms of the surveillance and other policy stuffs. So this is a dashboard, or you can say the complete website of the Shramita scheme. Shramita scheme is something which is again very important, which calls for survey for village abadi and mapping for improved technology in villages area. So this is the official website screenshot. So अभी तक ड्रोन सर्वे की बात करें, 1,08,454 villages की सर्वे कर ली गई है. And even the map that has been handed over to state is 77,716. So this is how actually ministry is working, right? और इसमें अगर बात करें CORS monument है, CORS stand for continuation operating reference system. So monument की भी monumentations हो रही है, and again integration with the controller. So you can check the websites also. If you want to read more about this, you can refer to their websites. Now, for this particular drone and other stuffs where it's called mapping, government ने एक Samita scheme लाई है. This is an ongoing scheme by the Panchayati Raj Ministry, and Samita stand for survey of village and mapping with improved technology in villages area. Apart from this, two important scheme that is relevant for your examination is e-gram swaraj and Sumita scheme. तो अगर e-gram swaraj की बात करें, it aims to prepare and execute gram panchayat development plan. Second, it aims to have a real-time monitoring and accountability. Third, measure steps towards digitalizations to the gram panchayat level. Right? So जहाँ पे भारत नेट की भी बात की गई है, these are some of the important initiative that is a part of it. Right? Now, Somita scheme, as I've told you, it will help to map the rural areas. Lands ड्रोन के थ्रू सर्वे की जाएगी और ये लिबरलाइजेशन जो पॉलिसी अभी आई है, जियो स्पेशल लिबरलाइजेशन पॉलिसीज, उसके थ्रू भी इसको इंटीग्रेट किया जाएगा. Now, ensure streamlining planning, revenue collections, and providing clarity over the property rights. Now, open an avenues opening for loans and financial institutions by the owners. जो लैंड जो फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस ओनर होंगे उनके लिए अलग एवेन्यूज खुलेगी ताकि वो लोन अवेल कर पाए. एंड डिस्प्यूट रिलेटेड टू प्रॉपर्टी वुड आल्सो बी सेटल्ड. So these are some of the important benefits under the Swamita scheme. Now the other news, that is anti-lynching bill passed by 4 states. This particular news is important for General Studies paper 2. Function and responsibility of union and states and issues pertaining to federal structure of our country. So the Union Home Ministry has recently informed the Parliament. Actually, they said that in 2019 there was no separate definition of lynching under the IPC, that is Indian Penal Code. तो उन्होंने कहा है जो भी ऐसी इंसिडेंट रिपोर्ट की जाती थी उसके लिए जो आईपीसी में प्रोसीजर्स है वो है सेक्शन 300 and section 302 which pertains to murder. There is no specific rule mentioned in the IPC with regard to mob lynching. Now, the center has said that lynching is not defined as a crime in IPC. So this is again a debatable issue because Supreme Court ने भी cognizance ली है mob lynching. You will see what the Supreme Court has said in this regard in the later part of this video. Now, NCRB के डेटा के मुताबिक जो 2017 में डेटा अपडेट हुई है NCRB की, यहाँ mob lynching, hate crimes, cow vigilantism and other things have been फिगर, बट ये पब्लिश नहीं की गई है बिकॉज ये क्राइम के जो आईपीसी की डेटा है, जो आईपीसी के रूल्स है, उनके प्रोसीजर्स उनके एम्बिट में नहीं आती है बिकॉज ऑफ द रीजन दैट डेटा वाज नॉट पब्लिश. बट जो एक्टिविस्ट हैं, जो एनजीओ लोग हैं इस पे काम कर रहे हैं, उनका कहना है कि बहुत लोगों की डेथ हो चुकी है. Now, state-wise anti-lynching bill, the state that is have specifically formulated their bill in this regard. So Manipur government has come up with the first bill against the lynching in 2018. उसके बाद राजस्थान गवर्नमेंट ने पास किया है एंटी लिंचिंग बिल इन अगस्त 2019. Now West Bengal too come up with more stringent bill against lynching. So these are the 3 states, and the recent one, the latest one was Jharkhand, जहाँ पे वहाँ के स्टेट असेंबलीज ने मॉब वायलेंस एंड मॉब लिंचिंग बिल 2018 को पास करने की बात की है. एंड देयर वुड बी सम पनिशमेंट इवन टू लाइफ इम्प्रिजमेंट फ्रॉम 3 years to life imprisonment can be the provisions, or you can say the sentence that can be given, right? So ये कुछ important states. If you want to read about their exact penal provisions, this is the state wise. You can find this infographic in today's newspaper also. So for Jharkhand it is here, for Rajasthan, Manipur and West Bengal. You can pause this video or you can take the screenshot of it. This also. The detail is not important, but somewhere it can be important for the case study, right? जहाँ पे जनरल स्टडीज के पेपर 4 में आपसे केस स्टडी पे सवाल पूछे जाएंगे. Now, what the Supreme Court has to say in this regard, Supreme Court ने कहा है that state need to designate a nodal officers in every district to prevent the mob violence. उसके अलावा nodal officers की जरूरत पड़ेगी to curtail the hate speech and proactive statesmen. Now, the center states to take preventive measures to prevent the lynching incident. This is what the Supreme Court has to say. And even the Supreme Court has suggested that the center and state to file the complaint report with the SC order. And Parliament should consider laying a law on this. तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने अपने एंड से एक प्रोएक्टिव रोल दिखाते हुए मॉब लिंचिंग में कुछ रिमार्क्स दी हैं, बट स्टिल द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट हैज नॉट फॉर्मुलेटेड एनी लॉ इन दिस रिगार्ड. Other news, that is export rose 25% in January, right? So this particular news is important for General Studies paper 3, that is Indian economy issues related to planning, mobilization, resource growth and development. So according to the recent statistical office जो recent में data release हुई है, इंडिया की जो merchandise export है, it has touched up to 34 4.5 billion in January and 25.3 higher than a year ago. So we can see that the trend is increasing and the merchandise export has been on a positive side. So while import has grew slightly at a slower pace की अगर बात करें, it has taken country to deficit in the 5 month from 17.4 billion. So import is slightly on the lower side, and if you talk about the data that we have, I'll show you in the later part of the video also. Export data की अगर बात करें, official static shows that export of all major revenues earners such as engineering goods, petroleum, gems and jewelries continue to rise in January. And even the cumulative export की बात करें अगर financial year 2021 में, till January it has crossed 335 billion on a record. However, equally fast rising import की अगर बात करें, it has also expected the push जहाँ पे जो bill है that is recorded higher this year, right? So I'll show you a map, a graph. This is like Indian merchandise export that has increased by 25.3% and year on year basis पे 34.5 billion तक देखी गई है. So you can see for this is for January 20, this is for January 21 and this is for January 22. The blue in color is like export and red in color is the import, right? So this is the trade deficit that India is also facing. Now fall in gold import की अगर बात की जाए, जो येलो मेटल है उसमें sharply decrease हुई है import, and in January it was just 2.4 billion, right? And this is like 40.4% lower than the corresponding month in 2021. इससे पिछले साल में ये काफी high थी, almost 4.72 billion के आसपास, right? And the decline in yellow metal has been the biggest factor for India's import, dropping to 51.9% in January and 12.7% in December. अगर export of coffee की अगर बात करें, coffee and petroleum product have also doubled in January, while जो cotton yarn है या फिर handloom products है, that has rose up to 42.4%. Now, Sensex recaps losses as Ukraine tension ease. So we have seen that the tension escalating in the Ukraine border amid the US, basically जो रशियन फोर्सेज हैं वो वहाँ पे डिप्लॉय की गई थी, यूएस ने भी कंसर्न रेज की गई है, बट अभी वहाँ ऑफिशियल ये स्टेटमेंट आई है रशिया की तरफ से कि वो अपने फोर्सेज को विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं वहाँ से. देन द सेंसेस हैज रिकअप्स और रिवाइवल हो गया. दिस पर्टिकुलर न्यूज इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर जनरल स्टडीज पेपर 3 इंडियन इकोनॉमी एंड इशू रिलेटेड टू प्लानिंग, मोबिलाइजेशन, रिसोर्स ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट. सो न्यूज ऑफ यूक्रेन टेंशन ईजिंग, 3% तक की जो स्टॉक क्रैश हुई थी मार्केट में वो रिकवरी हुई है एमिड the losses that we have seen, right? And the Russian troops is beginning to pull out from the Ukraine border. This is the official confirmation coming from the Russian government. Now, rupee value की अगर बात करें, इस कुछ दिनों में रूपी की जो वैल्यू थी, the rupee has reported जो 4-year day long की स्ट्रीक थी almost 28 पैसे के आसपास, and it has up to 75.32 against the US dollar, right? And अभी रिकवरी डोमेस्टिक मार्केट में भी हुई है, and the weakness of the American currency overseas was also reported. ना वॉलेट अगर बात करें, क्या वॉलेटिलिटी कंटिन्यू रहेगी, जिस तरह से वॉलेटाइल मार्केट है उसकी कंटिन्यूएशंस होंगी, तो एनालिस्ट का मानना है दैट दिस कैन कंटिन्यू, राइट? बिकॉज वी डू नॉट नो व्हाट इज द क्लैरिटी वेदर रशिया इज कंप्लीटली विड्रॉइंग और दे हैव सम अदर प्लान बी. सो द एक्सपर्ट आर नॉट द कंफर्मेशन रिगार्डिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर रिगार्ड. So the absence of any major domestic event, चाहे वो बात करें रशिया यूक्रेन की टेंशन की, is impacted the global market. Now, the de-escalation with the Russia and Ukraine has prompted a smart recovery in global equities as well. Reductions in tensions of the Russia-Ukraine is front as it led by the interest and short covering of the markets also. So not only two countries but globally अगर आप देखें इस तरह के जो अगर war होते हैं या फिर तो उसके impact काफ़ी ज़्यादा है, economical repercussions काफ़ी high हैं. Now, the European stock has jumped after Russia Defense Ministry have reported that it began returning the troops और deployment जो है, जो training exercises भी रशिया conduct कर रही थी बेलारूस के साथ मिलकर, वो भी वापस अब खत्म कर दी जाएगी. However, ongoing concerns like geopolitical tensions, US की rate hike, rising inflation that could keep the matters even volatile. जो investors हैं उनके लिए अभी भी situation is not good because US Fed भी अपने कुछ जो मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी मेजर्स में इन्फ्लेशन रेट को भी रेगुलेट करेंगे. सो लेट्स सी हाउ द थिंग इज गोइंग बिकॉज इट इज डेफिनेटली गोइंग टू इम्पैक्ट इंडिया एज वेल. बट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया और इवन आरबीआई हैज कैटेगोरिकली स्टेटेड दैट दे आर रेडी फॉर एनी मूव बाय द यूएस फेड. Now the other news, that is the pathology of school closure in India. This particular news is article is important for general studies paper 2. government policies and intervention for the development of various sector, and issue arising from a design and implementation. So under this editorial, we'll understand some of the important aspects. Six important aspects. The first include the negative impact of misinformations, societal aspects, one class, one TV channel, adopting the PERI. What is PERI? We'll see the detail. Education as hope and the way forward. तो पूरी एडिटोरियल में जो थीम है दैट इज इफेक्ट्स ऑफ पेंडेमिक ऑन एजुकेशन एंड सोसाइटी. सो पिछले 2 सालों में ये देखा गया है दैट इंडिया हैज अचीव्ड अ डूबियस डिस्टिंक्शंस. एक ऐसी डिस्टिंक्शन मिली है इंडिया को जो कि कोई बहुत अच्छी नहीं है. Why it is not good? Because we have been ranked second with regards to the longest COVID-19 pandemic closure of schools, right? सबसे ज़्यादा जो वर्ल्ड में स्कूल क्लोज रही थी वो युगांडा में रही थी. दिस इज द फर्स्ट कंट्री टू क्लोज द लॉन्गेस्ट नंबर ऑफ वीक्स फॉर द क्लोजर्स. और सेकेंड नंबर की रैंक जाती है इंडिया को जहाँ पे 82 वीक्स तक स्कूल एंड कॉलेजेस बंद रहे हैं. सो दिस इज नॉट अ गुड पार्ट बिकॉज इट हैज इम्पैक्टेड अ लॉट मोर क्वालिटी एजुकेशन. So the state government continue to remain reluctant to reopen the school. Why? Because amid the COVID-19 crisis, the state were not taking proactive measures and even the best option for them was to close the school. Now, analysis का कहना है कि जो ग्रास रूट लेवल पे स्कूल जो क्लोजर हुई है उसकी ग्रास रूट इम्पैक्ट काफ़ी ज़्यादा है. लोगों को अभी भी जो एक डिजिटल डिवाइड है, जो लर्निंग स्पेस में जो डिवाइड आई है, वो बहुत ज़्यादा फ्यूचर की पॉलिसीज में इंटरप्रेट करेगी एंड इवन द गवर्नमेंट नीड टू कम अप विद द लॉन्ग टर्म मेजर्स, राइट. सो लेट अंडरस्टैंड हाउ थिंग्स विल मूव अहेड. सो नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट ऑफ मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन की वजह से क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम हुई. द बिगेस्ट रीजन वॉज टू क्लोजर ऑफ द स्कूल बिकॉज एक वाइड स्प्रेड इन्फॉर्मेशन मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन कंटिन्यूड थी और एक सब्सटैंशियल स्टेटमेंट दी गई कि थर्ड वेव जो है वो चिल्ड्रन को अफेक्ट करेगी, बच्चों को वैक्सीनेशन काफ़ी ज़रूरी है एंड इट हैज़ influenced many individual and even the social media people. The news channel have, because of their TRP, they have come up with this such news. Now occasionally a report की गई है कि hospitalization भी हुए हैं कुछ जगहों पे, but we were not confirmed that whether it is a cases of COVID-19 or some cold and flu, because the media channel was not reported with the actual facts. So इस वजह से एक misinformation बहुत ज़्यादा market में आई and even the government response at all the level that misinformation was delayed and arguably insufficient. So what proactive role that has to come from the government has not taken. नहीं तो गवर्नमेंट ने भी यहाँ पे बहुत पॉजिटिव रिस्पॉन्स नहीं किया ताकि मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन को रोका जा सके. Now, societal aspects की अगर बात करें, delayed in school opening has revealed the societal aspect as well. किस तरह से? First, अगर बात करें जो influence है, the voice would also speak on the behalf of poor and voiceless. We need to see that the poor people who actually are dependent on their schooling, some of the schools like they provide quality education also. बहुत सारे ऐसे schools हैं even for the rural areas, they are only dependent on that particular school. तो सारे पूरे clueless की वजह से हुई क्या है? That the influencer's voice and they wanted to speak was not actually given, right? Second, the school closure has the worst impact on child where already have the disadvantage, right? So this particular closure has impacted a student, a community which was supposed to get the quality education. Third, the learning during the novel coronavirus pandemic has been wrongly equated by the syllabus. And parents had started that learning losses can be addressed by having the word extra classes through online take education. But again, due to digital divide, most of the country's primary students were not able to afford this quality educations. Now, one class, one TV channel recently is budget में propose की गई है and the government has come up with all other programs like Pradhan Mantri E-Vidya, PM E-Vidya schemes to expand 12 digital channel of total 200 channel. But again, it is being said कि जिस तरह से online education प्रमोट की जा रही है, the people are not getting very effectively with the quality education, right? So this is how the TV based education is working. Now adopting PERI. Now how this PERI is going to help? What is PERI? So school are likely to reopen more states, but important to outline the roadmap, right, made during the pandemic. So this PERI stand for prepare, engage, reimagine and innovate. So we'll see one by one what is preparation, what is engagement, what is reimagination and what is innovations. So prepare की अगर बात करें, एक continuation of school education की ज़रूरत है जहाँ पे हर एक लेवल पे, हर एक perspective पे जो COVID-19 की negative impact हुई है उसे overcome करने की ज़रूरत है. Now engage, we need to engage the stakeholders including parents, जहाँ पे इन पर्सन एजुकेशन की काफ़ी ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है, and even the concept of holistic development for the child should be there. Now there's a need to engage key stakeholders like parents, community members, school, public health expert and local government to counter the misinformations. Now the third is reimagine. यहाँ पे ये देखी गई है कि स्कूल की जो फंक्शनिंग है that has to be improved. एक special initiatives की ज़रूरत है where single child is needed for the education in person learning. Now एक opportunity भी देनी चाहिए स्कूल को जो इस सारे चीज़ों के जो इंस्टीट्यूशनल काउंसलिंग है, मेंटल हेल्थ सर्विसेज है, ओल्ड एज स्कूल है, वो भी प्रोवाइड करें. एंड इवन द इनोवेशन पार्ट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर कंपनसेटिंग for learning losses that make places for the holistic development. The first is school far from places to complete the syllabus and meeting the interaction with the children ताकि जो real time उनके emotional, social, cognitive communications और language development है वो हो सके. This is only possible when we have a physical school functioning. नाउ एजुकेशन एज अ होप, बिकॉज अभी भी लोअर और मिडिल क्लास फैमिलीज के लिए एजुकेशन ही एकमात्र ऑप्शन है जहाँ पे उनको लगता है कि उनकी पॉवर्टी की जो फिजिकल साइकिल है वो चेंज हो सकती है और क्वालिटी एजुकेशन से ही उनको बाद में एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलेगी, जॉब मिलेगी जहाँ से वो अपनी क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ को भी इम्प्रूव कर पाएंगे. Now, what is a way forward in this regard? So there's a need that government should prepare a mid-term to long-term plan, जहाँ पे जो educational losses हुए because of the pandemic that should be compensated, and sufficient focus on child development should be there, and there is a need for strategic innovation and lasting solutions. Now, in our socio-political responsibility, ये काफी जरूरी है that each and everyone should be provided with a safe quality educations एंड स्कूल्स की जो रीओपनिंग है वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. एंड इट इज़ नॉट द मैटर ऑफ चॉइस बट वॉट वी डू, बट एज अ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ द सोसाइटी वी हैव टू वर्क ऑन इट अर्जेंट बेसिस. So definitely the government, the state government, the stakeholder and the expert need to look into the matter at urgent basis. Now moving ahead with the MCQ questions of the day, before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday questions. For first question, the correct option is C. For second question also, the correct option is C. Now today's MCQ for practice, Maritime India Summit 2021, it focuses upon upgradation of infrastructure and aims to strengthen the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. And Denmark is a partner country with 3-day summit. So if you know, do check it out which among the following is the correct answer. And many important military exercise would be again relevant for your examination. Second, Swachhta Sarathi Fellowship. The Government of India under Waste to Wealth Mission launched the Swachhta Sarathi Fellowship. And the Waste to Wealth Mission is one of the 9 national missions of the Prime Minister, Science, Technology, Innovation and Advisory Council. So do check it out, which among the following is the correct option. This type of fellowship related issues and government program that is aiding for education, the questions is again important here, right? So this was all about the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQs. If you have any other concern, do let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.